G'day my friends, Marty Ware here from Marty's Garden. Now, if you're interested in worm farming and composting and micro farming, well, today just may be a video for you. It's not so much a how-to, so to speak, it's more a vlog about how I'm doing my micro farm here and doing some harvesting and sorting out my windrows and some tips and tricks that you might be able to implement at home on your micro farm, your farm, or even at your place if you just want to go. It just depends on scale, all right? So keep watching the video. It's going to be pretty cool. I think you'll enjoy it. Give me a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe before you go, and I will see you inside the vlog. Alright, so we're here on the mid-north coast, subtropics of Australia, northeastern New South Wales, sort of the middle part of New South Wales. I'm about 3 hours north of Sydney, and it's where the subtropics first start, sort of like when you start seeing subtropical plants, you know, and it's a pretty cool place, and we can grow lots of plants all year round. Very, very mild climate, and I love to micro farm here. People love the garden, so I like to help them out, sell them some compost. Now, it has taken me a few years to get this compost blends down right, okay? I've been micro farming for quite a long time now, and it's something that most people wouldn't really share. But here we have a big pile of mushroom compost. Now, I do use wood chip and other things when that comes in at certain times, and that ends up over here to help with the chitin and stuff. There's already a lot in that blend over there because it's sort of like in its third process of breaking down. It gets mixed through the whole time, which you'll see. And yeah, so it ends up going sort of that way out the end and gets the coffee mixed into it, and the process of it sort of getting sifted and going back through again. So it's great stuff, and it's a lot of hard work. So if you were watching the last videos where I talk about my secret tip, well, what happened was I'm getting lots of orders, and the area where the secret tip area, where they all sort of hang at the back of the rows there, and I very rarely touch, it's all been eaten. So I'm just feeding it with coffee, and they're just eating that, and they've moved through now. All those worms have moved through into this zone here at the front here, which I sort of started filling up again, and so I'm really stoked for them to see them do that. And down in here, in this zone, which is the no touch zone, which is full of sort of fibrous material, because you want to have that really heavy fibrous material. It was all like really heavy wood chip and stuff like that. You wouldn't believe that it was the same. It's the same material. So look at all these worms in here. I'm going to have to sift all through these when I'm doing this job today. But that's going to be a part of it. Like I said, I very rarely touch this area, and the people want the compost. So I can't let them down. They want their spring compost to grow their veggies and their plants right through. So look, there's a cocoon laid right on top. Pretty cool, right? So they want their compost, and I'm going to start digging through there, sifting and getting the bags ready, and I'll show you in the vlog. All right, I just got to set up. Cheers.
Like a dog, day and night.
So it looks like we've got some rain off in the background here, and it's coming out of the northeast. There's a little bit of a drizzle before, so no fun bagging in the rain, just too wet and soggy. And Jesus whiskey, and you're right next to me, singing, hey honey, I'm coming home, I don't know why. Show the worms, it's falling through. Hey honey, coming home. way this is.
Hey, honey, promise please that you're gonna be the light
Thousands of
on
worms.
me.
Look how many there are.
Honey,
This is
I'm
just
coming home
nuts,
soon.
right?
You know what we're gonna do.
And
Heaven knows that you put your time into it. Hell of a woman, sweet red wine, and how you choose. Well, let's get one thing straight, it ain't about what you do for me. Well, I'm gonna love you, and I love you loving me. Singing, hey,
I tell you what,
coming home, and don't know why.
I don't normally curse, but this is bloody good compost.
Honey, I'm coming home to you. Said, hey, honey, promise please that you're gonna be the light on for me. Hey, honey, I'm coming home soon. You know what we're gonna do, yeah.
So we're back inside now. What I'd like to do is give you a bit of a summary on what I did out there so you can understand, because it was more of a bit of a show and tell really, because sometimes you just need to do stuff and show people what you're doing to get a better understanding. So what I'm doing is I'm creating windrows, and at one end everything is fed at one end, and it is turned over slowly about every 2 or 3 days until eventually it gets up the other end. And as it gets closer to the other end, the worms are starting to move through it more. And I'll leave one side untouched, or a patch untouched, for quite a while on a part of the windrow to let them build up stocks there. And then once it's getting closer to finished, it goes through the sifter, then it goes back into the bins, and then so through the sifter, it gets caught in a little white bucket, then it goes into the big worm farms, and then I throw the worms that are coming out through the sifter back into the worm farms and back into the rows, but mostly back into the big worm farms, and then it creates this cycle loop, see? And that way I'm saving my stocks all the time, because my past problems were, as I was bagging, I was losing cocoons and losing worms, and they were going out, and I was just throwing them in the back at the end of the windrows again, then they would go back through the system. So that's why I developed a spot in the windrow that I hardly touched for quite some time, to let them build up numbers and cocoons there and move through the system, and then grab them as they're coming out and put them back into the big worm bins, which they sit in for around about 3 months. Then I extract them back out of the big worm bins, put everything back into the windrows again, and create this loop. Obviously, I'm feeding the whole thing with coffee grounds from the system. So I'm using wood chip, leaf mold, things like that, other compost that I can get hold of, and mushroom. I'm feeding the whole lot. It heats up a lot of the time because sometimes it's not fully broken down, and the coffee does get really hot, so it kills any bad seeds and things. When it cools down, the fungi and everything move back through it, the worms move back through it, it sits for a while, goes back through the system and creates this loop. So every time it goes out through the sifter into the bucket, that biology is staying in there and moving back through. So I'm keeping all those microbes alive in the system, which is really cool, and it seems to work quite well for me. And you can do something like this on a larger scale, a bigger scale. There's probably better ways to make it even more systematic, but mine's totally off grid, no machinery used, it's all my muscle power. I use it and it works good for me, but I'm sure you could probably make it even better. I'd love to hear what you guys think of it down below in the comments box. If you got any questions, leave them down behind. More cool videos coming up on worm farming, micro farming, organic gardening in my small space here on the mid-north coast of Australia. Hope you're enjoying the videos. Thanks heaps for all your support. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Look, I've got to head off now because as I'm creating this video, it's Karen's birthday, and we're going to go out for a birthday lunch, and she's in setting up some gaming at the moment because she got some new stuff for her birthday, some Nintendo stuff. Pretty cool, eh? Anyway, have a great day. Happy gardening. Here comes a flexi hand. And I'll see you in the next video real soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye for now. Love you guys.